Coming to an overview, so what exactly AutoML is? So Qlik has launched a new product that is Qlik AutoML. So AutoML is short for Automated Machine Learning. So it's basically a tool which helps you or it eases your work by building or training or deploying the machine learning models in a one go. Like here, what you have to do is you have to select a target. Like for example, you have a data set and you have few queries out of data set or a problem statement. Like for a customer data set, you want to know that when whether this customer will be buying the subscription or not, whether there will be a customer churn or not in future. So those kind of predictions, like once we select the target, and then we can process the data into the Qlik AutoML tool. So it basically provides you both like ML experts and data scientists a simple no code platform, and it's an experience to generate models and make predictions and test a business scenarios. Now what all things it like covers is like auto generate machine learning models. So it identifies the key drivers into your historical data. Like at first when you train the data, it will identifies everything, and then it will generate the best algorithm for you out of the training data set. Then it helps you make predictions to understand potential outcomes. Like it lets you make predictions on current data sets. Then you can load the data and generate the outcomes based on those models. And it also helps you explore predictive data and test what if scenarios. Like once you got the prediction results or the data sets out of it, then you can like reuse it or plan for decisions and actions by exploring that data, and then you can test your what if scenarios in QlikSense application, or you can also use any BI analytical tool as well. Now coming to next part, that how it actually works. So as I mentioned, that is it's an automated machine learning, and it maps the traditional machine learning workflow. So here what happens is first we will be inputting the data set, then we will be training the data set, we will evaluate it, we will deploy, serve, and we will use it into our analytical tools. Now, what are the key actions that will be included while like following each and every step while we are using the Qlik AutoML tool? Coming to data sets, so the key actions will be that data set should be correctly labeled and formatted data. We should avoid data leakage, and then the data should be cleaned up. Like there shouldn't be any missing values or inconsistent data or null values. And once these checkpoints are done, then we can review the data set, and then we can input the data set into the tool. Now, how we can train and evaluate the data? We need to understand each and every feature and columns that will be relevant to your analysis. So that will help you to predict that whether the analysis is coming out correct or not. Then once the training is done, tool will be providing you matrix report, like based on the features importance, that what was the influence of each feature on the target value. Then it will help you evaluate the model using new data to run additional tests. Then the last step will include deploy and serve. So here the key actions will be, once you have deployed the model, you can test it with the actual or the current data set, you can predict the data, and then we can integrate these data models with your BI and analytical tool for the interactive analysis. So this is how the process will flow. Then what are the problems that basically Qlik AutoML solves? So we have different types of problems here when coming to ML models. It includes binary classification, multi-classification, and regression. Now coming to binary classification, the prediction type can be like whenever there is any query or a problem statement whose answer will resemble around like yes or no. For example, if you want to know that will a customer will cancel their membership in future or not. So there can be yes or no, or success or failure. So those kind of classification problem can be solved using Qlik AutoML. Then we have multi-classification problem. So here the queries or the answer may like revolve around more than two categories. So it might be that will a patient will be readmitted. So it can be yes, no, or within in 30 days or after 30 days. So there are multiple categories it might fall in. So that problem will also be solved using Qlik AutoML. Then we have a regression problem where the output will be in a real value, that what is the expected lifetime value of a given customer. So those kind of predictions can be easily done in Qlik AutoML. Then these are the most common like AutoML use cases which will be solved in different domains, coming to sales, marketing, finance, operations, HR, and supply chain. So a few use cases which are listed down here, for example, in sales, in the sales pipeline, whether we can do a forecasting that will it be a win or a loss, or whether the customer will churn or retain, or there will be prospecting or targeting. Then coming to marketing, whether we can do the demand and revenue forecasting. Then coming to finance, we can do risk management or reduction. Or in coming to operations, we have a workforce demand prediction. Then whether there will be an appointment cancellation or not. Then coming to HR field, we have whether the employee will retain or attrition prediction. Then for supply chain, inventory stockouts prediction. So these kind of common use cases we can explore more using Qlik AutoML. We can like input the data and we can test different kinds of use cases using Qlik AutoML. Then what are the features this tool provides? So the Qlik's best machine learning automation platform, it will include and it will allow you to quickly pre-process, clean and connect your data. It will provide a simple code-free interface to easily auto-integrate and refine the ML models. It will help you make predictions and test business scenarios. It will help you automatically scores and ranks multiple ML models. Like it has 6 or 7 algorithms inbuilt. Like once you run your entire code set, then it will do the performance testing based on different algorithms, and it will provide a trophy sign that which is the one model or the algorithm which is performing best out of those for that particular data set. Then it will help you influence the predicted outcomes by providing prediction implicit data. Then it will also allow you to easily publish those data or directly integrate your model with any BI or analytical tools. Like here we will be integrating that with the Qlik Sense itself, and we will build interactive visualization dashboard as well with the deployed model, and we can generate the predictive insights as well with the help of that. So for now, Qlik AutoML is available with Qlik Sense SaaS version. As a trial version, it is available in subscription, and it is available with each and every SaaS user. And I'll show you that from where we can access it and how to use it. And for now, we can create multiple ML experiments, but we can deploy only 2 models at present in the trial version. I will quickly go to the demo that how it actually works. If I go to the add new button here we have an option called new ML experiment. So here if I go to new ML experiment, here we will have a basic walkthrough of what is Qlik AutoML, how it works. So for like whenever we are like starting to use this particular tool at first, or like for a new user, we can go through these documentation. It will help you understand that what actually Qlik AutoML is. Then they also provide few learning portal or learning like guides to use it beforehand. So here if I go to the next step, so we will have these learning dashboards, that what are the few features like for the ML model before going through the machine learning. These are the few concepts they have explained about how ML works, what are the exploratory data analysis, how the model scoring happens, and what are the predictions that is happening here inside the tool. Then if you go to the next step, we will have a sample data present here. You can either use the sample data, or you can use your, if you have any data set in particular and you want to check the predictions of those, you can obviously do that. Or so we are using this particular sample data here for the demo today. Now if I go to the create experiment here, I'll go to a new tool set just. So at first I have to provide a ML experiment name. So here I will be using a customer churn data set, and we will be predicting that whether the customer subscription will be like retained or not. So and the open experiment should be marked yes. Then we can just create the model. So we will be into a Qlik AutoML interface here. we have two data sets which they have provided, that is customer cancellation training and customer cancellation apply. So customer cancellation training is basically the historical data what we have. So if I walk you through the training data set once, so here we have the account ID, territory, country, the device type. So data relevant to a particular customer ID is present, along with whether this customer has bought that product or subscribed that product or not. So according to the plan type, so those things are present here. So this is our historical data. And one more data set what we have is a current data set, that is customer cancellation apply. So in current data set field, if I go here, we can see the same kind of features are available here, and we don't have the churn data, so it is a blank. So we will do the prediction as per the historical data streaming. So these are the two data set what they have provided. Now we can go through the demo ones, that how it will actually work. I'll train the historical data here. So here we can see the entire data, all the features listed under here. So here we also have the training data. We can select the target from here. We have the feature list and the algorithms. Now at first we need to select a target. So for this dataset, our target was whether the customer will be churned or not. So we'll select the target as churned, and then we can see the top features or the target which is selected. Those will be shown here. Under this features list, we have all the features. You can either like remove any feature if you think that that might not be relevant to your particular data set or your particular analysis. And then we have the list of algorithms that is present for this particular AutoML tool, like logistic regression, random forest, XGBoost, and all others. So it is a binary classification, since we want that whether they will be churned or not. So it will be in a yes or no kind of classification. So that's why we have it listed down here. Then once we run the experiment here, it will show us all the 6 algorithms, and it will start processing the data on the basis of different parameters like the F1 score, area under the curve, precision, accuracy, recall. So these are the different calculations which will be happening in ML models. So we don't have to code it anything here. It will just calculate the scores for you, and it will provide a trophy or the top 1 algorithm which has scored best out of all the 6. So here we can see XGBoost classification is the one which has scored best out of all 6. So we can see the accuracy level is 95%, then precision. So these kind of scores will be provided here. Along with that, we also have the matrix, like how much does the model rely on each feature. So we can see it relies on number of penalties more, then comes to a base fee, then plan type. Then there are sharp importance. So sharp importance is like on average how much each feature influence the prediction of churn. So accordingly, it will show you these different categories, then ROC curve and the confusion matrix of these of the data set, out of this data set. Now, for example, you know that this is a prediction. Now you need to change or you need to remove few feature what you feel like that it might not be relevant to this data set. You can just configure version. You can edit this version. You can save it with a simple name like customer churn version 1, like this, and then you can just like save it, and then it will be saved under this name. Then you can start changing the target, or you can change the features or update the feature that I need top 16 features instead of 15. I need more than that. So those kind of changes you can do, and you can rerun this simple code, and then you can check the another analysis that which algorithm is performing best out of them. So these are the few configuration we can do, or we can just simply deploy this model if you think that we are happy with the scores, or it is predicting correctly what we analyzed about. So then we can just deploy this particular model. So once I deploy this model, we will just give a name to it. Now once I go to the hub, here we can see there are 2 different icons. So here the customer churn data is marked as a beaker. So this is the ML experiment. We can move ahead with this and we can again configure or rerun this particular model. We can test different cases with this model, or we can work with that model. And for the deployment, we can see an atom like icon here. So this is the model which has been deployed. Now, if I open this deployed model here, so we can see the entire schema present here of the entire data set, which are features were there, what was the feature type. Then we can also do a real-time prediction here. So they have provided one like API URL, so there will be connectors and more videos they will be updating soon in Qlik's website as well. So here for the real-time predictions, we can absolutely connect the data directly from here through APIs, and we also have a data set predictions where we will be inputting that another current data which I have shown you like at first, that we have to predict that particular data set. Now if I click on create prediction, here I can see the model schema present here. I will just select or apply a data set. So this is my current data set. We will name it as and then we will save it, and we can also save it into a .csv version or a qvd version. So it depends on your requirement. You can save this particular prediction data set into that. So we will confirm it and then we will do the prediction here. Yeah, okay. So one more thing is available here. Just a minute. Once we select this data, we have a few columns which we can look into. Just we can name the prediction data once again. And we can see there are few prediction options as well available, that whether what kind of data set we want a sharp file, we want the errors calculated into a CSV, and these kind of data set, like what kind of data set you want, the coordinate sharp. So those are the prediction options which are available here. So for now we are only calculating the sharp score here along with the prediction score, and we have the index column here that automatically they will generate the row index, or we can see like whether we want to connect it through a particular index column. So here we will be connecting it through account ID. Now if I click on predict, it will start running the scores, and then we can just check here that once what are the predictions that is included and what was the running status. And there are a few actions as well we can take, like delete predictions or configurations, so those kind of things. Now if I go to the predictions which has been created at present and open it, so here into the AutoML space, we can see there are a few CSV files which we got. So this is one. This one is our sharp file, and this is one that is our prediction file. So these are the two files what we have as a .csv file. Now we can utilize these files and we can create an app out of it, and then we can analyze further that what all insights we can generate out of these predictions what we have received. So now what we can do is we can create a new analytical app. So here we can load the data as well into the application. Data catalog, we will pick the data set what we have created. So we can see these are the three data set that we have. So we will just we will connect this data set with account ID as our common index point here. Then we will apply and load this data association. So once data is successfully loaded, we can go to the sheets and then we can start exploring more like about the data, or we can generate insights out of these data. Now, for example, here at first we can check that what are the number of accounts that is there at present. So so it's near about 2000 account IDs that are present, and we can also like create few master items, like how many will be cancelled out of the predicted data set that we have. So we can create a new measure here. So we can see that how many were predicted to be, like, so 286 out of 2000 account IDs are supposed to like they are predicted as they will be cancelling it. So these are the few insights which we can generate. Then out of tables as well, we can generate few insights like what will be the prediction based on the plans that they have purchased. For example, we have the account ID. Then we can check the plan type on the base of dimension. So yeah, so what are the different plans based on the account ID what we have will be here. Then whether those particular plan will be according to the plan, whether they will be churned or not. So based on different plans, we can predict the churn data, that how many churn will be there as per customers. So how many were yes or no. So those kind of details we can check or generate insights out of this data set. So this is just an overview that how basically AutoML works here, that what all features it has, how it flows, and how we can select the target, how we can generate insights, how we can deploy the model, and how we can like cross check with different features, or few like change the features and then integrate it and try and test it out with different data sets. So yeah, this is pretty much about like how generally the AutoML works.